What's the word, YouTube? We are back with another video, and today we got a special one. We got LeBron James gets embarrassed by Michael Jordan's former trainer. I know it's gonna be something wild. I'm gonna give my opinion, no bias. I'm a LeBron fan, but I like Jordan as well, so I'm gonna give my honest opinion. Let's get right into this reaction. Let's go.
Usually there's a time period where Michael takes some time off. The night they lost to Orlando, I said, Michael, you know,
95?
out of here. Let me know what you want to see, because I'll see you tomorrow. Michael had an obligation to himself, the fans, his teammates, the organization, his family. He said, if you're going to sit down and take 3 hours out of your day to watch me on TV,
The GOAT.
I have an obligation to give you my best.
And that's how you should approach the game, you know? Every time.
My best all the time.
Every video.
Some would say the
best.
greatest trainer in NBA history was Tim Grover. As Grover back in the day, he was kind of the OG player trainer, the top tier, and the go-to guy for the best players in the world. And it is pretty well documented Tim Grover is a big Michael Jordan fan and a big supporter of his. Now, even with that being the case, Tim Grover having his own biases, what he said about LeBron James versus Jordan still caught me off guard.
What did he say about?
And I'm not going to say Grover directly speaks for Jordan, but I think if Jordan ever debated him versus LeBron James, what Tim Grover says in this clip will be very, very similar to what Jordan thinks.
He's asking between MJ and LeBron. All right? MJ! All right?
MJ, Bron, MJ, Bron.
Three parts. All
What's
right?
the answer?
This thing has only happened 4 times in the history of the NBA. In the history of the NBA. 4 times. Where one player has won the scoring title, won the regular season, MVP, was first team defensive, led the playoffs in scoring, and won the MVP in the finals. All 5 things. It's
tough.
only happened 4 times in the NBA. You know who the 4 players who do it were? Jordan.
I thought he was going to say like Jordan,
Michael
Kareem, Will.
Unlike LeBron James, would never claim he's the greatest or better than a superstar player. But like I said earlier, if he ever did in private, I think Tim Grover's argument will be Jordan's go-to. And for me and many NBA fans, when you rank the best players of all time, the greatest players of all time, a player's peak and prime is much more valuable and indicative of how good they were than longevity. And like Grover said, Michael Jordan 4 times in his career did the following: won the scoring title, MVP, first team all defense, led the playoffs in scoring, and won finals MVP.
That's all 5.
Those seasons being 91, 92, 96, and 98.
Dang.
Of course, Jordan's career, it was longer than 4 seasons. I think those 4 distinct years kind of encapsulate Michael Jordan and how great he was.
Were those his 4
As
best?
looking at 91 in the playoffs, he averaged 31 points,
96 was a crazy
8
year.
assists, showing he could pass the rock, be a playmaker, as well as a great scorer. 92 averaged 35 points per game, shot 38% from deep, and the finals went off versus Drexler. That year, of course, showing could shoot the 3 if he chose to. 96, that was Jordan's revenge season, going 72-10.
96 was
winning the
nasty.
championship in dominant fashion and getting ring number 4. And last but not least, you have 98, debatably Jordan's best and most impressive championship.
Yeah, that's nice.
As that Bulls team was heavily depleted, running on fumes, and the oldest champion in NBA history.
This is such an iconic
From a legacy
move.
perspective, those 4 championships
shot.
are closest thing you'll find to perfection. And the icing on the cake for Jordan.
How did LeBron get embarrassed
though?
4
championships, he has 2 more rings, 2 more Finals MVPs, 1 more MVP, and a host of defensive awards.
Yeah.
Of course, LeBron James, Kobe, Kareem, even Magic They were great players with very impressive resumes.
Yeah.
But compared to Michael Jordan, the resume standard, I'm not going to say it's not close, but there's a definitive gap between him and all those other players. And one of my favorite Jordan stats, it really shows how dominant he was, how dominant his Bulls teams were, is that from 1990-98, an 8-year period Michael Jordan, when he played with the Bulls, they not once lost 3 games in a row.
That is an
That is the regular
insane
season
stat.
plus the playoffs for a whopping
If you
620.
think about how crazy that is, they never went on a 3-game losing streak in 8 years while he was playing. We know he took 2 years off, a couple years off, but in 626 games, this man never lost 3 games straight. Do you know how difficult that is to beat him? That's unstoppable. That's Warriors level unstoppable.
26 games without dropping.
Warriors
3
are literally
straight.
the Bulls of our generation.
For some
You gotta be
perspective,
like, I don't like them because
This
I'm a
year in the
LeBron
NBA
fan.
alone,
But you
every
gotta appreciate
superstar
that, bro.
Lost 3 straight games. LeBron's Lakers started the season 0-5, of course, losing 3 straight.
It happens.
Steph Curry, in under 10 games, his Warriors lost 4 straight.
It happens.
For Giannis, someone said the best in the world, his Bucks team lost 3 straight games in the playoffs and the regular season.
Playoffs
And
the
last but not
regular
least,
season.
Jokic, his Denver team lost 4 straight down the home stretch of the season. Not losing 3 straight games for close to a decade. Can anyone touch that record? Because
Nah.
even the best superstars today
Nah.
can't go 82 games without dropping 3 straight. Now, looking back at Tim Grover, here's his second point about Jordan versus LeBron James. Kind of half kidding, but not really.
If you own a pair of Jordans or have a pair of Jordans on, stand up.
Wow. Hey, just turn around.
If you're wearing a pair of LeBron, people sit down. If you have a pair of LeBrons on, stand up.
Okay, I see how he embarrassing him. I see. Bro, that's called marketing.
Number three. Here comes the mic drop right here. Here comes the mic drop right here. All right?
What's the mic drop?
We've all heard the stories about individuals
Get to
getting
it.
robbed for their Jordans. We've all heard the stories, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard a story? Anybody getting stuck up for a pair of LeBrons?
Come
So,
on,
of
Tim.
course, off-the-court impact, that's talked about a lot in these debates. And for me personally,
He got the culture.
I value it
Jordan
a
got the
little bit,
culture, for
but I
sure.
think on-the-court play, on-the-court hardware matters infinitely more. But if you want to talk off-the-court impact, I don't think anyone in NBA history had more of an impact than Michael Jordan.
Nah.
As over 20 years after he retired,
And that's
he's
just
still
off
the most
shoes.
popular basketball player in America as well as the world. And one of the reasons I think even younger fans gravitate to Jordan and Kobe, it was their mindset and the way they played
Yeah.
and conducted themselves on the court.
Yeah.
As both those guys primarily played their entire prime with one franchise.
Yeah.
Compared to superstars today who change teams like they're getting dressed. And
Let's
wasn't
not
gonna
act like
include this-
let's not act like your favorite player has to switch teams in this generation. Don't act like Kevin Durant ain't switched teams. Maybe Steph Curry hasn't, but James Harden has. Russell Westbrook has. Chris Paul has. Every single player has. Damian Lillard wants to trade. Who else wants to trade? James Harden wants to trade. Giannis even might. No, Giannis ain't leaving. Let me stop playing. Giannis ain't good over there. But oh my God, don't act like your favorite player hasn't left a team.
topic
Stop
for the
it.
video.
Stop it.
But since it's kind of relevant,
Even Jordan
LeBron at
left.
this year's ESPYs,
Stop it.
he had a decent speech, but near the end of it, he said, quote, "I not once cheated the game."
Never,
That can
bro.
be taken in a variety of ways, what cheated the game actually means. For 2023 standards, this
cheat the
era
game.
standards, LeBron James didn't really cheat the game. But for all of NBA history standards, GOAT standards, Michael Jordan standards, it's definitely debatable. As leaving Cleveland, forming a super team Miami with Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, that whole cast, some would say that move was cheating the game. And for fans alive at that time, that was the OG Kevin Durant to Golden State move. Of course, they're different in some respects, but the end result was a dominant super team who was overwhelming to the NBA. And looking past that move, he left Miami, left Cleveland,
went back to Cleveland,
and now Los Angeles, might leave again.
And
when a player keeps leaving teams, jumping from conference to conference, getting
who is this making this video? You sound like a hater, bro. LeBron has won on the teams he's been on. It's not like he's just jumping teams so he can go and try to win on every single team. Every team he's been on, he's won on. Donkey.
All these superstar players, all-star players,
bro.
making
I'm
tons
LeBron
of
super
trades.
fan. You see the title.
Some would argue that's ring chasing and cheating the game. And there is a ridiculous stat out there that LeBron teams since 2010,
Uncut hoops. Who's your favorite player, bro?
100 trades they've made, which is simply unthinkable.
Who's your favorite player?
And one last thing I do want to touch on.
It better not be Kevin Durant.
It's a little bit cliche, but it's the old school mindset versus the new school mindset. And I would say the old school mindset, the kind of Jordan Kobe mentality, that died in the early 2010s. And what that mindset was, it was win at all costs, play as many games as possible, and just go balls to the wall every single game. And for Jordan, even in...
Bro, oh my god, bro. Like, I understand that people want to go see balls to the walls, go hard every single game, but players aren't going to play every single game. Do you see how much money they are getting? They don't want to injure themselves. They want to play the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and get another contract, and play more after that. They don't want to injure themselves, so they're not going to go balls to the wall and play hard every single year. You hear them saying, yeah, LeBron set the blueprint for us, man. We know what to do. LeBron was smart. He's playing for 20 years. Got that bag. You see how much them contracts is sitting for? Imagine if you get 2 of them contracts, or maybe 3 of them like, just think, bro. Come on now.
Washington, that mentality was still there. As an 03, nearing 40, having broken knees, cracked fingers, being a shell of himself, that Michael Jordan still played all 82 games, averaging ridiculous 37.0 minutes per game.
And all his teammates hated him.
40-year-old Jordan that year played a total
and all
of
his teammates hated him. And I love Jordan, bro. Come on, bro. Like,
in the year 2023,
it's the person making this video. He's glazing.
First. And you have to go back all the way to 2017 for a single player who played more minutes than Jordan in a season. If you want to know why Michael Jordan, still to this day, is the most popular basketball player in the world, it's because he would have played despite anything. Sickness, injury, fatigue, it didn't matter.
Bro, alright, the video's over. This is really what I'm talking about, bro. He is glazing. The person making this video, you have to tone it down just a little bit, because Jordan is not playing through injuries. His second year in the league, he got injured and was out the whole year. So what are you talking about, bro? I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just being honest. Stop glazing, tone it down a notch, and just be respectful to all the players in the league that have come before and are in the league now. Bro, be respectful, bro, because they're all great players. Jordan's a GOAT, LeBron's a GOAT, Kobe's a GOAT, everybody's a GOAT. If you're the GOAT status, you know who's GOAT status. I'll even give Curry a GOAT status. You know why? He changed the game, boy. Curry nasty, man. Y'all respect and stop hating. That's what I gotta say. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video down below, though, man. Did LeBron get embarrassed by the trainer? I ain't gonna lie, that little clip was funny. And nobody is getting stick up for no LeBrons, but everybody is getting stuck up for some Jordans. That's the end of this reaction, though, man. If you guys could like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, that'd be good for me. And we out.